Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean, and please welcome Shari from Voices from the Swamp. Hi,
Hi,
Shari.
y'all. Happy holidays. Hello, Jean. Oh, my hair looks horrible. That's what
Oh,
I get for mopping at 2 a.m. trying to get all the water up. I didn't wash my hair this morning.
it's it's
Oh,
incredible.
I
I
I
can't believe
gotta
that
I
you
gotta
are
okay. I
functioning.
gotta sorry. I forgot I had it up running for the chat to make it easier sometimes to chat. I'll put the show up so it also you get the time slots that it's live and it's being watched, and so that helps. I know with the algorithm.
Oh,
I,
wonderful,
I
wonderful.
always
Thank
try to
you.
put those up.
I know you
Whenever
teach me so
I
much.
just I just forgot to mute.
I just want to say hello to Carolyn Loving Life. Thanks for being here, and Akila B. Hi, Akila. Thanks for being
Hey,
here. Lark Kemper is here. Hi, Lark. Nice to see you. And Miss Brina is here. So nice to see you.
hello, hello.
And Sherry is letting me know what is going on. And James McMillan, nice to see you. And this is Sherry's link to her YouTube channel, everybody. She's just a little bit away from 10,000. And to help her to get to that 10,000, if you're watching today, please go on over and make sure
Peace,
you're
peace.
subscribed to Voices from a Swamp. And I put that in the chat there so everybody can go on over
Thank you, ma'am.
and her information is in the show notes below. But I would love to see her. There's nobody harder working than Sherry. She's just telling me about all of the shows that she lines up, and she does this with a full time job, and she does this even when she's awoken in the middle of the night with a flood in in her home.
My apartment flooded out last night at like midnight. At 2 a.m., I was like mopping up water while the maintenance man was trying to suck up all the excess with a wetback. And fortunately, we have a wetback too. And so we had ours going. The maintenance guy had his going, and I'm trying to mop. And so my back is like ripped today, but it had to be done. And I didn't want everything to get wet, and I didn't want the water to get over here under my computer where all my wires and plugs are. And it's like, we got to make sure it doesn't get this far.
And you're
and
in Louisiana. What is the
yes,
temperature in Louisiana today?
oh, we've been up in the 70s for about a week and a half.
Wow.
70, mid to upper 70s. I mean, I guess Thanksgiving we were like wearing 5 layers of clothing because it was freezing cold here, like in the 30s, and we're like, oh my God, it's gonna be a cold holiday season. And then about 2 weeks ago, the weather did a flip flop, and we started warming up, and it might get down into the lower 60s later in the evening. If you go sit outside, so you want to put a sweater on because it's kind of damp, but it's been kind of cool in the mornings because everything is just blanketed in fog in the morning when you wake up, and because of that warmer weather,
Hmm.
and that's kind of cool. I like
I,
sitting out in the morning with
I
my
was
coffee in the fog. Yeah.
I went to the Sugar Bowl for New Year's Eve. We went to New Orleans and we walked on Bourbon Street. And then the next day was the Sugar Bowl. Well, it was, I was young and crazy and it was amazing. I learned things that I never thought were possible.
New
Oh my gosh.
Orleans will teach you new stuff, believe me.
But
um, my son showed me a picture somebody took the earlier in the week. I don't know if it was taken like from an airplane or from a drone, but it was one of the really heavy, foggy days that we had this past week. And it looked like just this sea of white. And right in the middle of it, you see just the top of the New Orleans skyline of the really taller buildings. It was so wild. It looked like something swimming in the water,
ooh.
or the way it looked with the fog. The fog bank was so thick. I
Hmm.
said, yeah,
Well,
you
that's
go
what I'm.
down, you can't see
Mhm.
nothing.
So Acadian Proud is saying joyous something.
Joyeux Tetes, happy
Mhm.
holidays.
Mhm.
Um,
And Jen Bowles is here. Hi, Jen. Nice to see
Hi,
you. She says,
Jen.
hi, Sherry. Thelma Hewitt Truitt is here. Hi, Thelma. Lisa Davies is here. And Brina
Hi,
is here.
Lisa.
Wiz
Jimmy.
Lightkeeper. Thank you, everybody, for coming on over. And Jamie Cowboy,
Absolutely.
everybody's here. Oh my gosh. You guys, I hope
Yay.
you all had a wonderful holiday. And Sherry and I are here to entertain. That's for sure. We're here to
That's it.
entertain.
We're here to have fun.
Have fun. And what I was going to let you know about my trip there is that I wore a dress because I it was New Year's Eve, and around here in New Year's Eve we go clubbing and you put a dress on. So I had a dress on. I brought a coat and stuff. You did not need a coat. It was a short sleeve dress on. I was thin and young, and I was walking down Bourbon Street with high heels on and a dress for New Year's Eve, and it was warm. It felt like in the middle of the day, and that's the first time I ever experienced nighttime weather that warm on New Year's Day. It was, on New
Oh
Year's
yeah.
Eve. It was
Uh,
incredible.
we have our own meme down here where it's 'twas the night before Christmas, and all through the South the AC is or and all through the house the AC is running because we live in the South. That was very true this year for Christmas. Um, but now last year, or the beginning of 2025, I should say, in January we got hit with a blizzard down here, which hadn't happened since like the late 1800s.
Oh
And
my.
I mean, we had just where I'm at, and I'm in kind of like the center of town, we had over a foot of snow outside of
Oh
our
wow.
apartment. I mean, it was wild. Um, you could actually build real snowmen, and there were people digging out pirogues, which is a flat bottom boat, and Rubbermaid trash can lids or whatever they could find to go sledding on any hill that they could find that had a little bit of a dip in it. And people were out. I think the grown-ups had more fun than the kids did because it's just so rare. I mean, we get snow every few years. We'll get a little bit of snow, but it usually melts before it ever hits the ground. And if
Hmm.
it does hit the ground, it's just like mush, for about an hour, and then it's completely gone. And but this was we woke up on the first day. We went to bed with them saying, possibility of extreme snow. They closed campus. They closed all the schools. And they had put out issues for people: don't go out, don't stay home tonight because we're not sure when it's going to hit. And when I woke up that the next morning at like 6 in the morning, I could hear my guys outside and they were all excited. And I'm like, it's 6 a.m. What are they doing up at this time? And I opened the door to a world of white. Everything, there was snow up on the patio. It was blowing sideways and hard, but it was really light, fluffy snow. It wasn't that real heavy snow like they talk about. And that was a first for me. I'd never seen snow like that before. I was just there's a
Hmm.
bunch of little videos on my channel. You can see me freaking out about the snow. I had
Hmm.
never I'd never experienced that. They shut all the roads down. You couldn't go anywhere because we didn't have the equipment to clean the streets. Like Acadian says, no equipment. We had to like get in touch with northern neighbors to send us some snow plows down here. Um, I've got some really cool pictures. Somebody flew a drone in New Orleans over in that area up above where Bourbon Street and all that area is. And they took drone shots, and it was just like everything was encased in white. And it
Hmm.
was so pretty. It was like, wow, New Orleans actually looks nice. Usually
Oh,
it looks kind of trashy, but
I think it's just beautiful. I love it. I love to look at it, and I love the quietness when there's that quiet and you can hear like a pin drop, and it's just so peaceful and so quiet and so pristine, and everything is very still. And I love that. And I love especially when it like sticks to the trees and all the trees are lined with a little bit of snow.
oh
Has to
yeah, we
be.
had
Mhm,
snow everywhere last
mhm.
beginning of the year back in January. Um, And it was, you're right, it's very quiet. You know, you could, of course, I couldn't stand to be out there more than a few minutes. It was just too damn cold. And we don't have the clothes for that down here. I had to dig out my rain boots out of the back of the closet because all my shoes and everything got drenched trying to go walk outside in it. Because you forget it's frozen water, it's going to make everything get wet. And but we had a ball with it. I mean, we were all out throwing snowballs at each other, and other kids in some of the other apartments built like a big giant snowman down at the end of our building. There's a big squared off area of just grass, kind of where the dogs can go
Hmm.
potty, and where they
Yeah,
got
I think
cookie
I would too
stations
if it
set
was
up. And
once every couple of years, but being in the Northeast, it's like several times a year. And all that novelty really wears off, especially when the snow
yeah,
sticks around forever and they have these mounds like in the parking lots. And this, it's like 60 degrees and their snow mound is like insulated itself.
yeah,
It's the oddest thing, but it has like dirt all over it that's insulating this snow mound. And I'm like,
yeah,
it,
yeah.
it just defies logic, you know?
Well, I mean, I've always seen pictures and videos of that kind of thing, blizzards and stuff, but I had never experienced it on my own. Other than just a little bit of slush we get every couple of years, I had never really seen snow, not like that anyway. And so
Hmm.
I was flipped out when I walked out the door that morning, and it was like, holy crap. That's not the word I used, but I mean, I was just blown away by it. I could not believe what I was seeing. And
Yeah.
the guys were like, go get dressed and come outside with us. Because I stepped out of my t-shirt that I sleep in, you know, so I was barefoot in just a t-shirt. And it was like, oh, it's cold out here. And there was snow everywhere. It blew my mind. I had never seen that. It was a great experience, but I don't think I would want to have to go through that like several months out of the year every year. That would get old really fast. And I
Hmm.
understand why people who live up north don't want to stay there. They want
Hmm.
someplace warmer. But it was fun for a week. I mean, we had it for a week. Even a week later, there were still, depending on where some of the snow mounds had been, depending on the shading with the trees and everything, we had snow mounds that lasted for weeks before
Right.
it all melted away. Just because the sun wasn't getting directly to it, even though it was warming up. But it
Hmm.
was fun. It was, I mean, everybody in it. It turned the whole state into a state full of kids. Just Jackie, just uh, dealing with, you know, like I said, most people, except for those that travel in the wintertime, go on like ski trips and stuff and see it. For those of us poor folk that just stay home because we can't afford to go places like that. It was quite unique. It was like, oh my God, this is gorgeous.
Hmm.
And it reminds me of how it is when we have the really dense fog, like we've had
Mm.
all this week. Early in the morning, it muffles all the
Mm.
sound, so
Does it? Okay.
everything sounds really a lot more quiet than it does normally, you know. So it kind of has that same dampening effect on sound that snow has. And I never realized that until I went through snow at the beginning of the year. It was like, oh wow, this is so cool. Go
Well,
sit outside for a few minutes and just kind of dig out on it. That was nice.
yeah, and I know. Well, you had said you when we first connected today, you said there was a flood in your apartment, and I thought, well, you're not in the northwest because I know that in Seattle they've been getting crazy water, and
Oh
then now in
yeah.
California or Northern California because Callie Healer
Oh,
Kelly had a short on her YouTube channel, and she has a pool, and then the water was above the pool and then she has like another step down and it was all the way up on the step down. It was, yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, it was
yeah.
like the
Yeah.
whole
I
it
know.
was a lot.
I talked to Arthur last night because he
Oh.
does his members live stream twice a month on a Friday, and I usually do backstage for him. And he was talking about the water was all I mean, I've been to his apartment in LA, so I know where he lives and
Mm,
how the levels are where he's at. And he's like,
mhm.
"Yeah, the water's up to the bottom step." I'm like, "Oh, holy crap, man. That's like a good foot of water." I mean, that's up there pretty high. And and I've talked to a few other friends in California that are like, "Yeah, it's just crazy." And it hasn't stopped raining. It just keeps raining. And I all I could think of was, "Welcome to my world." We go through that all the time. Hey, Teresa. Hey,
Uh,
Carolyn.
um,
I'm trying to say hey to people I see as they pop in here.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, make sure you put the hashtag when you put the spirit in, because I'm going to do a random generator for the readings today. And
oh, cool.
mhm. Flooding is not fun for, sorry for anyone who's, yeah, I know. Thank you, Tea Garden.
No,
You're so sweet.
I mean, I love the rain. I love to sit out on the patio when it storms. As long as it's not blowing directly into my face, I can usually sit on the patio when it's storming. I've just always loved to do that. My late husband is the one that taught me to not be afraid of storms. Because growing up as a kid, I was petrified of thunderstorms and lightning and all that. It terrified me. I would go hide. And he was fascinated with it. He probably would have been a meteorologist if he could have gone to school for it. But he loved that stuff, and he would always want to go sit out on the porch whenever there was a storm or a hurricane or anything like that coming in. He's like, "Let's sit out here and watch the storm come in." And I'd be like, "Are you nuts?" But I got over the years, he slowly got me out there further and further and further until I was just as intrigued as he
Oh,
was. So I still do it now. I love to go sit out there in a storm. And but the flooding I could do without. Yeah,
I
that's
know.
not at 2 a.m. when you're trying to suck up water to keep it from hitting your mattress, on your bed or something. It's it's like that's the last thing I need is to have a wet mattress. So, but everything's all dry today. They got the toilet fixed, and which I'm very glad of. And
Well,
oh,
that's good. Aw.
time to
And
go.
Katie and Proud said she would sit on her dad's lap on the porch and watch lightning storms. Not me,
Yeah.
thanks. I mean, it's interesting to watch, but I don't go outside.
See,
And I
I,
love
I
the
used to be
sounds.
terrified of it, but my husband was just, he used to talk about, well, when Lewis finishes high school and moves out on his own, we're going to get us like a really nice van or something and good cameras, and we're going to chase tornadoes. I'll drive and you can film. And I'm like, are you out of your flipping mind? I'm not chasing tornadoes. Oh,
Sarab
Saru, Sarab,
Sarab is a very lucky
Sarab.
person. Sarab Gupta. Sarab Gupta, it's
Yay.
you. And Sarab, you can go ahead and put your question in.
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes. Where's my notepad at?
and Dawn Turner, congratulations, Dawn. You can
Yay,
put your
Dawn.
question in. True. And we'll do two at a time. This way, anybody
Okay,
that pops in or pops out.
that works for me. So we can do one each, or we're going to both read on both.
We'll both read on both.
Okay. I just wasn't sure how you did it. Um, I know with the slumber party, I've gotten to where I have several people on every week, and we are literally splitting it up. It's like, okay, you got this person, you got this person, we just go in order because
I love that.
otherwise we'd be there till 7 a.m. the next day. So,
No, I love that. I see that you do that with Colleen too. And when you have more than two people, I understand. But if you want to do it that way, we can
no,
do
no,
it
this
that
is
way.
good. This is good. I know people do it different ways. Oh, now that I'm big, my hair really is gross. I
Don't
needed to,
worry about it.
I
Well, I
didn't.
did that
I
because of
did
your
hit it with the
cards.
curling iron
I,
before we started. So,
I can do this when you have
oh,
your
don't do
cards.
that.
I just did it so that we could see your cards. That's all.
Oh,
Which
okay.
way
This
is
is
better?
good. This is fine. I don't mind holding them up in front of my face. Gives everybody a break from seeing my face. So, um,
And Sarab is first, and he says, and Sarab, just confirm that your pronouns, what your pronouns are, because there's another one that I get you mixed up with. Would love a general reading for the new year. Hi, Darian Ray.
hi there.
And Dawn Turner, you can put your question in too.
I'm laughing at what Jen said.
I know. That's right.
Yeah,
Okay,
y'all
thank
can.
you.
And I've
Oh,
got the new infrared light face mask from Andro
ooh.
Nikki. They just started selling them, and Andrew sent me one to test drive it. And I've done 2 sessions with it now. It's really cool. Um, but you have to do it with your face completely clean, no moisturizers, no makeups, no nothing on it. And so I took a before picture before I used it the first time with nothing on my face at all. I'm like, okay, y'all gonna gross out. And then after I use it for a few weeks, I'll do an after picture and see how it looks. But it's wild, but it's a nice it's like a nice heavy rubber type of a mask. It's not those thin little paper things that you see advertised on Instagram. These are really nice, and they Velcro strap behind your head, and then you've got 4 different settings at 3 different levels, and so you can play around with how intensive or you want it or not, and how bright you want it to be or not. Because you can do it with just the red light, you can do it with infrared light, you can do it with both together. It just kind of depends. And I've been reading a lot of good stuff on red light therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
know Linda G was telling me that she had gotten one for her one of her dogs that had surgery, and somebody said something about get a little mat that they can lay on that you can turn on the red light, and she was saying, yeah, he healed really fast. I think it was for Jack. It might have been her other one, the female dog, but I don't remember. But I started looking them up, and you can get everything from a little wand, that you can just wand the light on you, to a tent that you can
Mm.
put up like a whole tent and get inside of it and do like your whole body.
I would
And
need the tent, Sherry.
yeah, you and me both. But
I'm not messing around.
I've heard a lot of people talk about how awesome it is for folks with like back injuries, hip injuries, uh, any kind of bone structure injuries like knees, uh, necks, backs, hips, that kind of thing, the pelvic area. You can get these mats and lay on them, and they're getting really good results. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Um,
Mhm.
so
Absolutely.
I'm saving up for one of those.
All right, so let me
Just
tap into Sharab Gupta.
okay. All right. Well, I've already pulled some cards, so I'll pull
Go
those
ahead, you
up.
can go first.
So, Sarub, the first thing I got for you is truth revealed. So there's something in your sphere of living that has either not come to light yet, or has just sort of kind of a little bit come to light, and you're not really sure which side is correct, which side isn't, but that's telling you there are going to be truths that are going to be revealed. And then we get the 9 of Cups, and that's, family time. That's celebrating with your family, spending time with your family. You're happy with your family. So those truths could be very dependent upon good news for the family that's coming up. And then I got whispered realms, and it says, does that say subtle transmission? So whatever those truths are that are coming through for your family, it's going to also affect the uh, the psychic realm, the metaphysical realm for you, where there's going to be certain things that are going to come along and happen that's going to help you kind of follow into some transmissions. Nothing like major, just very subtle, very easy, kind of easy peasy going on that. But I mean, it looks good, so I kind of like what you got here. And I'm done. That's it.
Um, I'm trying to read what I pulled a card, but I didn't know what this was. The card symbolizes his uh, present or future partner. Oh, um, and the woman feels who he feels closest to. I pulled, it's just called the lady. I thought she was a queen. That's why I had to look her up. But I pulled a lady here. And I'm not sure if your question has to do with relationships, but if it is, I feel like you may be connecting to a partner. And they said, if you, and I don't know present partner, there you go. There you go. I feel like there may be somebody coming into your life in the near future for this year, maybe your year that you find your soulmate. And I feel like she's like ultra feminine and a little bit like maybe she's the only child in her family and is used to being treated extra special, but she finds you funny and charming. And she lets down her guard because you she notices you. But yeah, that's what I found for you.
You make her laugh. That's
Hmm.
what they just said to me. You make her laugh.
So beautiful. And I do feel as though she's a little bit prim and proper, but maybe she's just quiet, you know? So very nice, very nice. And next we have Dawn Turner. And I'm going to go ahead and choose two more. Um, oh, let me just take this down a moment while we do that.
Okay.
So you guys can be ready. After Dawn is Lisa Davies.
Yay!
Lisa, you can put your question in. I love all that confetti. After Lisa Davies.
Ah,
At least I'm a little lucky. All right. And if Sherry or I need questions, we'll ask backstage. We won't ask on here. And it looks like Cheryl
oh, Cheryl. All right.
Manila. Cheryl
Okay. I don't remember if it's Manalo or if
Manilo.
it's Manala.
It looks like
It,
Manilo.
it's isn't it Hawaiian, Cheryl? Is it Hawaiian or is it Pacific Island, I believe. Or um, she told me once before how to pronounce it, and now I can't remember. Um, okay.
Thank you, Lisa. Okay, so Dawn Turner would like to get a reading on what her spirit guides want her to work on for 2026. Um, so what I'm feeling right away there, Miss Dawn, is it's about what's going to make you the happiest. So if it's about getting a different job, that's what they want you to work on. Whatever you need, you feel you need to do or to change or to build on or to create in order to make you happy. That's always the best direction, whether it's, in whatever area of your life that would be, whatever it is that you feel challenged with or you feel bored in and that you want to create more happiness, that is always the direction that they want you to go in. Because us being happy is allowing the spirit energy that's inside of us to express itself. This is when we're at the most happiest, is when we're in congruent with our spiritual energy. And it doesn't mean you have to practice spirituality, just means you have to practice things that make you feel happy, make you feel good, make you uh, have inspiration, make you feel joy. And this is when your spirit, your energy of your soul expresses itself, and that's what makes you happy. So I can give you a hint. It does feel like it has some creativity involved. So whether you take a writing class or whether you take a tarot card class or whether you take a Reiki class or whether you take automotives class, whatever it is for you to learn and expand and to be creative, maybe an art modeling class, whatever it is that you can be creative. I see these people that walk outside in nature and they put leaves and sticks and shrubs from nature in a design on the ground, and they make a beautiful piece of art with nature, and it's just so beautiful. So you don't have to buy anything if you don't have anything. Use what nature provides, but be creative and see try different things. If you don't like the ceramics class because it stinks too much, then try something else. But it's about being creative. It's about stepping outside of your own comfort zone. So that's what I have for you, Miss Dawn Turner. And that came flying out of my mouth. How about you, Sherry? I was called you Terry. I have so many Terrys.
Close enough. It's in the ballpark. I'll answer. Um, the first thing I get is emotional overwhelm. So this is just, there have been things going on, things happening in your life, and emotionally you're just feeling like overwhelmed with it all. It's like, okay, this is too much. Um, and then I got building blocks. So this is just a reminder that when you're feeling this overwhelmed sense of just everything's bearing down on you, I can't take this anymore, I'm going to crack, I'm going to lose my mind, just take a step back and remember, start building blocks of either getting out of it or learning from it or just moving past it. There are several different avenues that can be available, but I feel like the most important one is going to be building some blocks up for you to know how to handle that emotional overwhelm. And then we get forgiveness, moving past, uh, what does it say? Move past grievances. So this, to to get through all of this, you got to come to this, which is the forgiveness. You have to forgive those past things that's happened in your life, that whether it was minor or major, but anything that hurts you, that upsets you, you continuing to stay angry or upset doesn't harm the person you're angry or upset with. It harms you. It's like wishing ill on someone, but you're the one drinking the poison every day. You got to look at it kind of that way. So this is forgiveness, at least within yourself, for whatever the situation is. And that kind of forgiveness can real easily be just, okay, it is what it is. It's maybe the situation will repair in the future. Maybe it's just a final break and I need to walk away completely. But until you forgive, if nothing else, just within your own self, that you say to yourself, I forgive this person. I'm not going to hold on to this anymore. Nothing else will work for you to move past it. I had a very dear friend that I grew up with. We had like a major blow up years later, and probably 15 years went by before we reconnected. And we reconnected through her husband, who was someone I went to high school with. And he was like, "Well, she's afraid you'll never want to talk to her again because she knows she hurts you." And I said, "No, I'll talk to her." And and it was a wonderful conversation. We were able to talk. She apologized and I apologized, and we were able to work a lot of it out. But that never would have been possible if I was still holding on to all of that hurt and anger. I had let it go years before because I realized it's not doing me any good to hold on to that. I just got to let it go. And then when the opportunity came, a good at least 10 years later, for us to get together again, I was able to hear her apology and her true remorse in what happened. And I was able to apologize for holding that anger for so long. And both of us wound up spending like 2 hours on the phone that night, boohooing our eyes out, talking with each other and catching up. And so that never could have happened had we both not forgiven ourselves for steps taken at that point in time. So for everything else to work, you got to forgive first. And a lot of times that starts with you.
And letting go. This is a definitely the year of letting go, because you don't want to bring that 9 year, not 9 energy year over with you to your 1 year, because
Yeah.
next the 2026 is a one in numerology, and it's important to let as much as we possibly can go from this past 9 year, because this 9 year is about endings, and if you hadn't ended something, even if there's still something pending, it's okay to end the control it has over you and just say, I'm done with letting it, control my happiness, and to just move on. Good for you. Thank you very much. That was very insightful, Sherry. That was a beautiful reading.
Thank you.
Hmm. Okay, so next I have Lisa Davies, and then Sherol. Is it Sherol?
Cheryl. Yeah.
Did Sherol put her question in?
That's what I'm looking. I'm trying to see if if I find a question for Cheryl here. Uh, I don't see one.
Chen says nope.
Yeah. So, Cheryl, put your question in
Hmm.
because I'm not finding it.
Okay, let's hold off on Lisa Davies, and let's go ahead and pick two more, so we give other people
Okay.
the opportunity to put their question in. And if anybody wants a chance for a reading, you can put in hashtag spirit. Nancy Ray, she's a lucky girl too. I guess everybody is lucky if they get one of these winners, right?
Yeah.
Nancy Ray, please put your question in. Hi, Bridget Vintage.
Oh, that's a new name. Hi there. It's a new
And
name
a
for
Cajun
you.
Proud.
Cajun Proud, my Cajun cousin.
All right.
I'm pretty
So,
sure we got relatives somewhere in the mix of the Cajun blood that we share. So from what
okay.
we've talked about, it's like, yeah, we're related somewhere down the line. I think
So we're going
everyone down
back
here is
to
related.
Lisa Davies says, I would love a message from my Lyran family. First ever reading from the Swamp Lady Sherry. We know Sherry.
Okay,
Okay.
Liren, that's one of the starseed
Yes.
families,
Hmm.
right? Okay. I'm not up on all of those, so sometimes I go kind of blank. It's like I don't know what that is. Um, but I kind of figured that's what it was. I just wasn't sure. Um,
Well, it sounds funny, Miss Lisa, but they want you to know that you are loved. You are loved and cherished, and that it's almost like you are part of the team that they are rooting for. You're part of their team, and that you are very much loved and looked after. And they just want you to know that everything happens for a reason, and they want you to know that I feel like you do see them. They said to trust what it is that you feel and sense and see, that you may be having like other experiences that are unexplainable. And they say try not to allow that to disrupt or to disturb you in so many ways, and try to just move to accepting, oh, that's different, and then move on. They don't want any of these changes or experiences to sort of bother you. They don't want them to disrupt or to disturb you. They just want it to ignite and to activate some other energies uh, to help to assist you. That's the whole purpose in it, is to assist you, not to disturb or to disrupt. And they said if it's something that you can't accept at this point in time, and they want you to just say, "Oh, that was different," and sort of allow it to marinate and just let it go. So this is what they want. That's very interesting, there, Miss Lisa. How about you, Sherry?
Well, I got into the battle. So whatever this is, what Jean was talking about that you've been dealing with, it's coming to an end. It's ending on you. So, and that's a battle that you're not going to have to fight anymore. Maybe not ever, or at least for a while. It's going to be kind of a done deal for that. And then I got release, uh, deep sadness. So, whether that pertains to the battle or if it's something kind of on the periphery dealing with something else, you're not going to be able to feel that forgiveness and to forgive others until you release it. You got to let go of that pain and that hurt. Otherwise, the forgiveness can't come, because that's like a wall between you and whoever it is that you're upset with. And so you have to release that. And then I got scribe thought. And so this is telling me write it down. I don't know much about the Lyrians, but when I pulled this, it felt very much like they were scribes. They spent a lot of time recording their history, their abilities, the things that they deal with. Um, and so it's just like they're saying, get a journal and just start writing it down. Every little thing. And you don't have to write pages and pages and pages. It could be one sentence a day or a couple of sentences a week. It's just whenever you feel that urge that you need to put pen to paper and deal with that issue, that's what they're telling you to do, is to do that. And then for whatever it is that's coming along that you're dealing with, it's going to make that end of that battle a lot easier because you've already got it written down. And then 6 months or a year from now, you can go back and reread that journal and see how you grew out of that, how you moved from point A all the way to point Z, and it's now a done deal. And that can help a
She,
lot with your
she
with your
says, I
personal
was
growth.
she says, I was writing but stopped. I'll start again. So thank you
Yeah,
both so much.
there you
Hmm.
go.
Hmm. And MLR says we're all Lyrans. Humans are Lyran starseeds.
Ah,
Wow.
okay. I didn't know that. Cool.
Cool. I know, MLR. You should come on and tell us what you know. Good for you. Yeah, I know, right? And Bridget said we could all take that advice, write it down. That's for sure. Good job. Good job. Everybody who's new, please do put in hashtag spirit if you're for like would like a chance for to be chosen for a reading just like this, hashtag spirit. Okay. And like this, it doesn't matter if it's uppercase or lowercase, it's fine. All right. And I have Nancy Ray is next. Thank you very much, Lisa. Nancy Ray is next, and then Acadian Proud. Miss Nancy says, "What does Spirit want me to know for 2026?" That's a popular question. Maybe we should have just said 2026 readings, right? No, I wanted to
Probably
make
would
it.
have. Actually, I think Nathan and I are going to be doing that New Year's Day, the day after New Year's. I don't know. We're doing something next weekend that are
Mhm.
predictions.
And I just wanted
2026
some people. I
predictions.
know a lot of people want to know that, and that's but I know that not everybody. So I wanted to leave it, optional for everybody.
Well,
Um,
and I'm not the best at predictions. I'm just starting to kind of get a feel for that a little bit. And I don't get it like real far in advance. It's usually maybe a couple of weeks to a couple of months. I'll get something will pop up and say this is going to happen, or keep an eye out for that. That's a possibility if it's going to happen. And so it's like just enough to kind of give me a heads up on it before it does take place. So I figure the more I learn, the better I'll get at it. So, because I know some people can do like a whole year, and like that's
mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Nancy says, "What does Spirit want me to know for 26?" If you're ready, Sherry, you can go first.
I got one more card to
Okay,
draw
that's
here,
all right.
and
Then
then
I'm just tuning in
and
now. I was listening to
I
what you were
just
saying. It's hard for me to chat in between because I have to tap in. So,
yeah. Oh, okay. The first thing you got, unexpected surprise. So there's something coming up that's unexpected. You're not really expecting anything to happen in that particular area, and it's not going to be like one of those, oh God, I can't believe that just happened. It's not going to be that kind of surprise. It's going to be the kind of surprise of, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Big difference, right? Powerball just had a one person winner from Christmas Eve, $1.6 billion with a B,
oh my
and only one
gosh.
person won it. And I was like, now talk about lucky. How lucky is that that there was only, because usually Powerball there are multiple winners that all get the same numbers. There was only one winner and they got $1.6 billion. It's like, wow, that's just mind-boggling. So it could be a surprise on that level, all the way to a surprise of, oh, I got a raise, or oh, I got offered a new job position or something along those lines. And then it says quiet pause, silence, the truth unfolds. So as things, 1.8 billion, thank you, Rishlene. Um, as things start progressing forward, whether if it's before or after the surprise, because I don't know exactly when that's going to take place, but it's important to take some quiet time for you, even if it's only 5 minutes a day or a couple of days a week, that you can take that little bit of time out, do a guided meditation, whatever it is that you're comfortable with. But take that quiet pause so that you can plug in, and spirit will tell you what to expect, or what you need to do next, or what direction you need to go in if there's a choice before you of, say, different job opportunities or different areas to move to or something like that. um, we have to do that quiet time in order to open ourselves up to spirit, to hear what they're telling us. And you can specifically ask for signs. It's, if I need to do this, will you send a butterfly? And then give it a few days and see what happens. If no butterfly comes, then ask for something else, or ask for a different result and see what happens. It's truly mind-boggling when it works, and you do that, and the next day you got butterflies all around, and you're like, oh my god, I guess I should take that job. And then lastly, they want you to know you are loved. Spirit says that you are in their heart and that you are loved. And so, regardless of this or anything else, the most important thing to know is that you are loved by the realm. You are loved by your spirit guides, your ancestors, your angels. You're all there. And it's all on a divine love level that we can't even comprehend. And it never goes away. It's always there. We just got to focus in on it and take that time to spend with them.
That's beautiful. And Nancy says quiet time is always important to her. So,
Yeah.
Nancy, what I was seeing for you is a spiral, and I saw it in um, it's almost like the Fibonacci spiral. And um, I felt as though this was something that you're going to need to review and or revisit or sort of look at it in a different at a different layer. I do feel as though it has to do with evolution as well. And I feel as though it has to do with revisiting something and seeing something um, in a new perspective. Because I see that you're going to be coming back around to something. Um, and I feel as though it's informative for you, and it's perhaps this is the information that Shari was talking about, but it's almost like it'll be like an aha, like, oh, now I see. Or, oh, that makes more sense. It's almost like you'll revisit something in a different way. You know how when, like, if you're a child and your mother says, you know, make sure you put on a coat before you go outside. And as a child, you get to experience, having to put on a coat when you go outside. And now later on in life, you would be the mother and you would be telling the child, put your coat on. Like you would be getting to see something from a different perspective. You'll be going around again and seeing it through different eyes in a different way, but it's the same type of lesson. And it's like, um, it helps you to evolve it. It helps you to see things more clearly. So that's what I have for you, Miss Nancy Ray. I do concentrate on spirals, which helps with soul growth. I just did a little one, but
Oh,
just to
cool.
remind me what I saw. Good. Oh
I've
my
always I've always
gosh.
loved the way they look. Especially
Well,
when you get
Nancy,
the really really big ones that are like multicolored and stuff. It's um
yep, that definitely jumped out at me for sure. For sure. Wonderful. Okay, so next is Acadian, and then Sherol came back, and Sherol
okay.
Manilow is after Acadian Proud. So Acadian
Alrighty.
Proud wants what advice do my ancestors have for me?
You've been dealing with some hurt feelings, and it's time to put those on the side, and that forgiveness that we were talking about earlier, regardless if you ever see this person or persons, if it's more than one, again or not, there's still hurt feelings with that. And in order for you to move beyond it, you got to let it go. You got to deal with the fact that your feelings are hurt. And granted, for most of us, our first reaction is, I want to hurt them back. But that's not that's not a positive way to deal with that hurt. And then I got rest and relax. Go to the beach, honey. That's where she's at. Look, right there. Hop a plane, go to the beach, rest and relax, kick back in the sand, and just enjoy the surf. These both of these cards were jumpers. They both jumped out. So these are really spirits making a point with those. And then I got time is precious. Don't waste it. The earlier you forgive, the earlier you can move forward with your life, and don't waste your time holding on to that. Let those hurt feelings go. Just let them go and be done with it. Does that mean that you're going to kiss and make up with whoever it is that hurt you? No. You may never see them again to do that. Um, but the sooner you let it go, the less time you waste spending on that. And that's going to keep your soul and your heart lighter than it would be if you were hanging on to all of that ick. Let go of the ick. It's time to go forward with your life. We had a brand new year, a number one year, new things, new adventures, new new problems, whatever the case may be, but it's all going to be new. So it's all going to be something new to move forward. Yeah, I have the same problem, Katie, and I have a hard time resting and relaxing. I feel guilty. Um, but honey, you park me near a beach and I'm out the door and gone. You won't see me for a day.
That's beautiful. I love that. And the beach is a symbology of rest, relaxation, and um, you know the there's another word that they're trying to tell me, but I'm not picking it up. Um, Recreation is what they want. Um, they're not saying change exact everything of who you are. And they're not even saying give up, even though it is about letting go in the 9 year. It's about adding that recreation, adding something different, adding something to your life, live your life, go on forward with your life, create your life that you want to live, and add something to it because all work and no play, I don't know what the end of that is, doesn't make life very happy.
Working
And so try
makes
adding
very,
something to
very
your life
dull.
instead of removing something from your life. Because a lot of times when we're we're afraid to change and we don't want to let anything go. But if we start adding something to our life as some sort of recreation, it's the same message I gave earlier with trying to be creative and move towards your happiness, move towards what makes you happy and what makes you feel alive, whatever that might be. And you may need to try different things, but it all involves creativity. But whatever it is that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel inspired, that's what they want you to add to your life, to step outside of your comfort zone. Um,
And don't be afraid to try something new.
mhm.
Somebody may approach you with doing something and you're like, I've never done that before. I don't know how to do that. Give it a try. You may love it. I mean, what's
Mhm.
it going to hurt? So
Yep. All the best to you, Miss Acadian Proud, and thank you so much, Beyond My Intuition. I appreciate your effort and your comment there. That was so nice of you.
thank you. Thank you.
And it's the thought that counts. It really is. So I appreciate the gesture. Um, and Cheryl Manilow is here, and she says, "Message from my mom, Doris, who passed in 2020." And Cheryl, can you just say hello? I need to make sure that you're still here. Hi, Johanna Lula. Cheryl, if you, I just want to make sure you're here for the mediumship portion. Yeah, I know that it's hard sometimes. Hmm. I think she may have stepped away, but I either that or she's just a little bit behind. With mediumship, I need your energy and your feedback, especially with these quick ones. Um, yeah, I don't see her. Mm-mm. Um, so let's see. Let's go with Beyond, since she was so kind and gentle and generous here. Um, I don't know where she is. Oh, so
Mm.
Beyond wanted a message for 2026, and we'll just end on this one. Um, because that was going to be the last one I didn't want, and I took down the picker already. So thank you very much, Beyond. And you're at the right place at the right time. And Cheryl just, she must have stepped away. So, message for 2026, recovering right now from back pain, sciatica, and much DNA upgrades. Spirit guided me here today. Oh, wow. I didn't even see that part. And the messages resonate. Beautiful. I didn't realize. So good. Good for you.
Oh
Um,
yeah, you never know when somebody else's reading is going to be exactly what you needed to hear. Um, that's
Or
happened to
if
me a
somebody
lot.
else's doesn't show up for their reading and you were the last one that made a comment. So it works. It works. It's everything happens for a reason, everybody. Hmm.
Absolutely. Um,
So I do feel as though there's a reason for um, these challenges that you've been going through. And I feel as though it is to show you your tenacity, your diligence, your strength, your ability to overcome um, whatever comes your way. I do feel that you will have a, a beautiful recovery and but it's I also feel like it's a little bit of information for you. It's like what did I learn from the lesson of all this pain? And what could it be trying to show me? And a lot of times it's about that life isn't only physical, that there is a emotional and energetic quality of life that is outside of the physical. And perhaps sometimes we only think of the materialistics and the manifestations and the what life appears to be, and to move into the more of the energetic, more of the uh, spiritual essence, and to like the heart virtues, and to focus on less physical, material, and more in the spiritual, energetic. And I feel as though it's almost like there to assist you. Because if
mhm.
you didn't have this that would slow you down, you would have been running right on, continuing with your life and moving like a freight train and missing most of life. And I feel like it's something that may have slowed you down or prevented you from going somewhere or doing something and making the wrong decision. Not wrong decision, but making a decision that would have ended up in a different type of scenario. And I feel like it slowed you down enough so that you could be introspective and to get to know who it is that you are and get to know more about the spiritual aspect of yourself as well. So that's what I got for you, Miss Beyond. How about you, Sherry?
Well, I'm going to start with this is coming from Shari. As someone who's been living in constant chronic back pain since 1999 when I was first injured, I hear you. I get it. Um, it can put so much of everything that you do or had planned to do from being removed completely to being put on the back burner for God knows how long. Um, Always when it comes to spinal injuries or issues of any kind, my first response is get a good doctor, get a good orthopedic surgeon, someone who can go in and look at it and let you know what is actually wrong. Is it muscle problems? Is it disc problems? Is it nerve problems? Because you could have something that's off up here in your left shoulder and your sciatic is going to be driving you nuts for days because somewhere in there it all interconnects. Like I said, I've been living with this for a long time. Um, there's the new red light technology therapy that's out that people are finding really good results in, everything from using it on their pets to using it on themselves. You might want to look into that. Your insurance may cover for you to get one, or your doctor may have to prescribe one or something. It's That's something I'm going to be checking into before I go spend money on one. Is see if my insurance company will pay for it. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but it doesn't hurt to ask. Um, and just if it's a constant chronic pain, you might want to look into before you go the medication route. There are a lot of different modalities that you can go into, everything from aquatherapy, where you're doing specialized exercises in a pool. Therefore, you're not having gravity work against you, and you can get relief a lot faster, to a TENS unit with a TENS. And that's like little electrode pads you put on, and it hooks to the little machine, and you turn it on, and it zaps you like real light little electronic zaps. And it's you line it up with the nerve endings and the muscle endings so that it will help stimulate that area. It'll not only stimulate for a faster bone growth if you have a broken bone, but it will also help relax and release the tension in your muscles if you're having bad spasms and stuff. Two, as a last resort, the medication department. And even then, you can ask doctors if they decide medicine's right for you. Start at the lowest possible dose they can give you and then go from there. I've been dealing with this a long time. I could probably write a book on it. Um, but the first thing I got was fixing the problem. Now, we fix the problem by going and having a doctor look at it and find out what is wrong. Why am I having these pains? Is it something that's just a pinched nerve? Is it just something that a chiropractor can give a little and you're back on track? Or is there something more seriously wrong? You won't know that until you see a professional doctor. And when it comes to your spine, I highly recommend seeing an orthopedic surgeon because they're going to look at everything. Um, and then I got the magician. So this is all of the things that I just talked about, all of those different modalities. That's the magician. You've got all of these different tools and tricks of the trade that you can use, that you can incorporate into your daily life to see what works and what doesn't work. And a lot of pain management on long term takes a while to get to that sweet spot where you're right where you need to be, because it's a lot of trial and error. This didn't work. Well, this did help. Well, that didn't help. And so it's this back and forth. And you need a good doctor that's going to work with you on that. Um, and then lastly, I got adapting to a difficult time. And so, as you can see, that caterpillar looks like the spine. And that was always the first thing I see when I see this card is I think of my spine. Um, and that I got a lot of that stuff that's in between those bones is not there anymore. So it's just bone on bone, which creates more pain, which makes it easier for nerves to get caught and pinched. Um, so definitely see a professional. But I think this is spirit just telling you that there may be some things you need to adapt to during this time. Maybe you need to use cane to give you that extra support. Maybe you need to get yourself a heating pad and use that, or ice packs and use those. I use both, by the way. Um, or a TINS unit. You can get them on Amazon for anywhere from $20 to 300 or 400 bucks, depending on how fancy you want to go. Check with your insurance company first because they may pay for it. Um, the new red light, infrared light treatments, they've been having a lot of success with people with those. That may be something to look into. And okay, you have a cane and a hot bottle, so that's half the battle right there. I have to use a cane too, or I fall on my face a lot of times. I just like I take a step and my back's like, no, we're not walking now, and down I go. And if I don't have that cane to hold me up, I will hit the ground. I've done it numerous times. Um, so you know that the cane in the hot bottle gives you relief. You start incorporating some other items. Sometimes it's better if you can alternate hot and cold from a hot bottle to ice packs.
And and we're not doctors, so this is all
No, I'm just telling
spiritual
you what I've
entertainment
used.
purposes only. Yeah.
Right. I'm
Mhm.
just telling you what's worked for me. And that's alternating hot and cold. Check out different modalities of things you can do that can make it better. But your very first stop is you go see a doctor and you let them know what's going on and you let them run the test to tell you this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And here's how we can fix it. And then you go from there. But seeing a doctor is your number one. That's number one fixing the problem is you go see a doctor.
Well, thank you, Sherry. And thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Beyond Intuition. And all the best to you and speedy recovery. And I saw that Cheryl came back and uh, but if you guys can hit, there's like a little red button. It's a little live button wherever you are on your phone or on your computer. And if you hit that live button, it'll jump you and catch you up live. So if that ever happens to anybody, you can do that. And Sherry, if you don't mind, I wanted just to remind everybody one more time about my chakra healing workshop. And this is on Sunday, December 28th, which is tomorrow. And it's at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific. And you just click anywhere on that bar and you'll read the description here. It's $10 to join and it's from 3 to 5. And you just click on this purple attend button and you go through the registration process. And then you'll get an email, a email receipt, and in that emailed receipt you will have the Zoom link. So that's what I wanted to make sure everybody knows, to keep that email and go back to that email when you want to join the session, the event. And that's tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and it's a chakra healing workshop. I'm going to go over all of the chakras with you. I'm going to explain to you why they it's important to have them aligned and balanced, and how they correspond with the auric field. That's also, they work together. And that's why I love this image. It was perfect. And the first half, it'll be instructional. I'll teach you and I'll help you to understand, and there'll be images that to see what they look like. And then the second half, I will bring you on a guided meditation for healing the chakras. And together we're going to go through the healing meditation for your chakras. And it's going to be nice and warm and cozy and lovely. And I know that everybody loves that to go through that. And you'll be participating, but you'll be able to relax and just receive as well. So I am so looking forward to the event tomorrow. And I just thank you for everybody that is interested in coming, and I'm really excited. If anybody is a member on my channel, the members for 2025 are able to attend these events at no extra charge because they've already paid for a membership. And for 2026, it'll be half price any of my events. So if you're a member, you get all my events half off.
Yeah, all
So
my members get 25% off on readings that they schedule.
very nice.
If you're a member,
Very
then
nice.
you get
Yeah,
25% off the cost of what everybody else would pay for a reading. So, and
we did.
prices are going up January 1st for the readings.
Some
I
people,
gotta
yeah.
maintain the status quo here, pay my bills. So,
Mm.
unfortunately, prices have to go up a little bit, but
My prices
I,
aren't changing this year, just so everybody knows. But
that's good.
so I wanted to make sure that everybody goes on over to Shari's channel, Voices from the Swamp, and she's very close to 10,000 subscribers. Please do go on over and show her some love and help her get reach her goal. And I think she's going to have a big party, you guys. And I know you love when all of us get together and you see all of our
Oh
faces
yeah,
and
there
we
will
all.
be a grand party for that. You best believe it.
I know. So the faster we can get her to the 10,000, the faster we can all get together. And
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 have a
Sherry
party.
has so many friends and so many different people popping in and out. I'm definitely going to come to that. I think that was how Sherry and I first met, was on one of
I
those big
think it
parties.
was too. Yeah, we were at somebody's party for something, and we were on the
Mhm.
panel together, and it just clicked. So,
Mhm.
um, that's how I met you and the Terrys, and I just call them the Terrys because there's three of them, and I can never remember which last name goes to which one. So I just call them the Terrys. Hopefully, they're not insulted by that, but
Cindy,
yeah,
the event is at noon Pacific and 3 p.m. Eastern.
there
Thanks
you
for
go.
asking me
And
so I can make that clear.
Jamie's Cowboys mentioned the hype buttons. Hype buttons usually show up in replay. And so when you go in and you watch it in replay and you have the comments below, and usually there'll be a couple of little dots with those comments at the top, and you can swipe it and it'll make the hype button show up if you've got enough points saved up. You have to have X amount of points saved up, and then the hype button will show up, and you can hype a channel or a particular show. Um, so that's kind of cool too. That's something new they just started, and
Mhm. I know, it's so exciting. Well, thank you very much, Sherry, for closing out the new year. In fact, no, I'll be back tomorrow, but for doing a show together with me on the last Saturday, I think. Is it?
yep,
Yeah, I
it's
think
the
it's the
last
last
Saturday of the
Saturday.
year. Yeah,
For
yeah, because New
2025.
Year's is Thursday. So
And happy new year to everybody. If we don't see you before the new year ends, and it's just an exciting time. It's a party time. It's a, fun and get together with friends and family, and to, let all your
just have some
worries
fun.
on
Yeah,
the back burner. So
absolutely.
thanks again, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.